Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tolu Frimpong, and on this channel I share personal finance content all around living your best life on a budget. First of all guys, I want to say a massive thank you to every single one of you that has subscribed to my channel and got me to 200 subscribers. That is my happy scream. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. In fact, there's 200 of us now in our community and we're growing on a weekly basis. It's amazing, and I wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for every single one of you subscribing and coming back and watching my videos on a regular basis. I don't take the support lightly. I really appreciate it, and long may it continue. The next goal is to get to 300 subscribers, so we can get there by sharing this content, sharing it with everybody you know, liking it, engaging with it, so that we can keep growing this community and getting this message out to a wider audience, so that more of us can talk openly about personal finance, about managing our monies, and so that we can all level up financially and really learn how to master our money. In my April budget setup video, which I'll link in the description bar below, and I can even add it on the screen actually, I actually asked if you wanted to see a video on sinking funds, and quite a few people came back to me saying that they were interested in seeing a video on sinking funds. So I've heard your request and I've heard what you've asked for, and I am going to deliver it. April's been a crazy busy month, so I haven't had a chance to record that video for you guys, but I promise you it is coming and it will be out in the month of May. So watch this space and I'll keep you posted when that video is ready for you guys to have a watch. If you're not following me on Instagram yet, please do. That's the one social media platform that I update on a regular basis, and I share a lot more finance content on there as well. So on YouTube I post maybe once or twice a week, whereas on Instagram I post every other day at least. So in order to keep up to date with how I'm managing my budget on a daily basis and just how we're navigating our finances, you'll get a lot more regular updates on the Instagram. So yeah, please do head over to Instagram and give my page a follow. Without further ado guys, I'm going to stop rambling on and I'm going to actually get into the reason why you clicked on this video in the first place, which is talking you through my April 2020 budget, letting you know how our April actually went and how well we did in terms of sticking to our zero-based budget for the month of April. So without further ado guys, I'm going to get into the numbers for you right now. Okay, as mentioned in previous videos, I block out our income just for privacy reasons. Don't really want to put how much we earn on the internet for the whole world to see just yet. So that's been blacked out. But our income is our actual income, and it's based on the income that we've received throughout the previous month, which makes the income we use for the next month. So all the money for April was accrued in March and we spend that money in April. So then the money for May, we've spent the whole of April accruing, if that makes sense. So that's the way we do our income, which is why you see actuals as opposed to budgeted amount. In terms of our expenses, so at the beginning of the month I budgeted £50 for food budget. That was crazy and that was ridiculous looking back in hindsight. It was very over ambitious for me to think that we would be able to get through the whole month on just £50 worth of food. But the reason why in my head I thought that it would be possible is because we had spent so much in March on food when all of the stockpiling was happening and all the stores were being emptied out by people. We thought, oh, let's buy a bit of food so that we have enough to last for the month of April, so that we won't have to keep going out to the shops. But anyway, that didn't work. Basically, we still ended up going to the shops and we still ended up spending a fortune on food. In fact, we spent double the amount we would normally spend on a normal month. So on a normal month our food budget would be about £170, and I budgeted £50 because we had spent so much in March. But little did I know that we would end up spending so much more in April because of the lockdown, because we're all at home and because all we're doing is eating. We're just spending so much money on food. So in my last video, I had overspent the food budget by £190. And as you can see, it's still gone up even further. So now we're at £309. Wow, that's actually crazy. £309 overspent in the food budget for the month of April. So in May, I am not playing around with my food budget. I am sticking to my budget. I'm saying it here and I'm making this public declaration, and you guys need to keep me accountable, because I cannot be spending so much money on food in 1 month. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. And yeah, so that's not happening in May. In May, I'm going to be very, very strict with my food budget. Hold me accountable to this, guys, please. Takeaways, we didn't spend any money on takeaways in the month of April, which was great. So all in all, we overspent our food budget by £309. Crazy, absolutely insane. Gosh, every time I look at this number on the spreadsheet, it actually makes me upset. I'm like, how did we get it so wrong? How did we overspend so much on food in 1 month? It's crazy. And this is not how you budget, guys. Don't do what I did. Stick to your food budget. If you say you're going to spend £50, spend £50. Don't go and spend £350 like I've done, because yeah, it's just crazy. And all this means now is that in the month of May, that £350 that we've overspent, we're going to need to get it back. That's why it's better just to stick to your budget that you set initially, so that you're not having to take money from the following month, because it just means that money could have been put to better use. So moving on to the home category, not much has changed between this video and the last video. Well, nothing's changed actually. We've paid our mortgage. Our mortgage came out at the beginning of the month, and we haven't made any mortgage overpayments. The council tax I mentioned in the last video came out. So all in all, we were pretty much bang on the money in terms of our budget for our home. Moving on to utilities, no change here since the last video, which is great. We managed to make it to the end of the month without topping up the electricity and gas, so that was good. We stuck to our budget for utilities for the month of April. Giving, will scroll on by there. As I mentioned in my mid-month budget check-in video, we do like to do charitable giving. We are Christians and we do believe in the principle of tithing. We do like to tithe on any income we receive, and we also do like to do charitable giving. So all the different giving that we do comes underneath this giving category in the budget, but I've blacked it out again for privacy reasons, as we don't want to tell the world how much we give. There's no need for that, I don't think. So moving on to subscriptions, there's been a slight change in this budget category since the last video, and that was just that our mobile phone bills came out. So all our subscriptions have now been paid for the month of April, and I'm pleased to report that we came in again within budget. In fact, 40p under budget for the month of April, which was great. Moving on to transport, I actually haven't spent any money in the transport category as planned, which is fantastic. So my car is still on a full tank of petrol. It's literally only gone down by like 1 marker on the gas tank, which is fantastic. Fun and entertainment, there's been no movement in this category. We didn't budget anything for this category, and we didn't spend anything in this category, so that's great too. Moving on to insurance, again, there's been no change here since the last budget check-in video. Our life insurance has come out, and that had already come out in the last video anyway. And I mentioned in that video too that our car and home insurance are sinking funds. So in the May budget, I'm actually going to remove those 2 rows from there, because it's actually redundant to have it in this spreadsheet right now. Okay, so moving on to childcare, again, there's no movement in this category, because there is no childcare costs at the moment, because the nurseries and schools are closed. So I haven't spent any money in these categories in the month of April as predicted, which is great. So now we move on to miscellaneous. So in my mid-month budget check-in video, I mentioned that we had overspent in this category by quite a bit, and I thought that we wouldn't overspend any more in the last 2 weeks of April. Well, unfortunately, that was not to be the case, and I did overspend even more in the month of April. I did end up spending a bit more money, and that was because I had to buy a few bits for the house. So those were unavoidable additional costs, unfortunately. And I guess that's the point of the miscellaneous budget category, is for these unexpected expenses that arise that you have to pay for. But I just did not anticipate that I would have to spend so much additional money in the month of April. But hopefully in the month of May, things will be a lot better, and we won't have so many additional unaccounted for costs arise. So just to quickly touch on investments and savings and sinking funds, I mentioned in my last couple of videos that this is something that we used to do on a monthly basis, but all of that has been put on hold since this whole pandemic began, because what we really want to do is ensure that we have a big enough emergency fund saved before we continue with our other financial commitments that we had made earlier on in the year, to the sinking funds and to the mortgage overpayment and to the investment and savings. All of our focus right now is on building our emergency fund to 4 to 5 months safety net, and then we will resume overpayments and all the other financial commitments that we had in place before. So I hope that kind of clarifies why those columns are blank. I've mentioned it in previous videos, so this is more for the people who are watching this video for the first time, having never seen any of my previous budgeting videos. So the final category that we have here is emergency fund, and again I mentioned this in previous videos, but for the benefit of you that are watching my video for the first time here, the emergency fund that we pay at the beginning of the month with the money that we've accrued in the previous month, which is why the emergency fund budgeted amount and the actual amount will always be the same, because we pay it at the beginning of the month when we set the budget up. And so moving down to our grand expenses total, it's actually quite funny, guys, or ironic, that the first month in which I decided to share my budget on a public forum with you guys, it's the month where we totally overspent in our budget. Like, this is the most we've actually overspent in our budget since we started budgeting about 7-8 months ago. But anyway, it was my choice and my decision to share my budget with you guys, so I have to be transparent, I have to be honest and let you guys in on how things go when you're budgeting. It's all good and gravy saying that you're going to budget and have a budget in place, but it's important to really stick to your budget and stay on top of your numbers. And this is a great example of how not to budget because this overspend is just very, very, very embarrassing, but I just had to share it with you guys anyway, just so you can see this is real life. At the end of the day, it's not all perfect and not everything always goes to plan, but that is life. You live and you learn, and you just have to grow and get better moving forward. So come back in May and look at my budget and you're going to see me smash these numbers. I guess that's the beauty of having a budget. Because we have a budget, we're able to actually see where we've overspent and see the categories in which that we need to improve on next month. Whereas if we didn't have a budget and we didn't have the spreadsheet and we didn't keep track of our numbers in such fine detail, then we probably wouldn't have even really realized that we had overspent so much. It just would have been okay, you know, we've got enough money to pay our bills, it's fine kind of thing. Whereas this is £500 that we've let slip through the net, and this is £500 that we could have really done something with. But hey ho, there's no point crying over spilt milk. You just got to do better next time. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to close up my April 2020 budget with you guys and show you how we ended up finishing the month. Oh, I should actually add and make clear that the way we do our budgets is not just by calendar month, as in the 1st of the month to the 30th of the month. It's basically done by paydays. So the last Friday of the month would be the cut-off point for April. So Friday just gone, I think, was the 25th of April from memory. No, I think it's 24th actually. Yeah, the 24th of April was the cut-off date for April's budget. So from the 25th, we now enter May's budget, if that makes sense. So yeah, even though it's not actually the 1st of May yet, technically, we're already now moving on to May's budget. So I'll do a May budget walkthrough video with you guys in a couple of days, hopefully. So yeah, let me know, guys, what you thought of this video. That's the end of this video. It was just literally a quick update video to kind of wrap up the April 2020 budget and let you guys know how terribly I did with my budgeting for the month. But it's all good. We move and we do better next time. So with that being said, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, can you please do so before you leave? Thank you. It'll be so much appreciated. And also, please give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. If you liked my transparency and you liked my honesty, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the budget. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I covered or didn't even cover in this video, or if there's any other videos that you would like to see covered on my channel in relation to finance and budgeting, then yeah, please let me know in the comment section below. Don't be shy, I won't bite. And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned. I'll be back with another video for you guys shortly. Until next time, take care and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.